out with a decoy.
Oh my
Why are all of your fucking things 200 IQ? All your decoys are literally 300 IQ.
I wouldn't exactly blame you for thinking that Mirage is not one of the stronger legends in Apex. I mean, what does he really do for the team, right? He can't teleport you out like Wraith, he can't protect you like Gibraltar, he can't help you escape or engage like Bangalore and Pathfinder, so why bother playing him? One of the amazing things about this game is that you constantly find yourself in situations where, had you been running a different legend, you couldn't have won that particular engagement. Well, that is as long as you play to your own strength. The two staples of a good Mirage player, in my opinion, come down to information and opportunity. So to ensure that you make best use of the information you gather and seize every opportunity you find, let's talk about how to get good at Mirage. Before we get to the more obvious things like how to use his decoy, let's talk about his invisibility. Spoiler alert in case you didn't notice yet, you are not actually invisible. So don't treat your ultimate like you would use Vanish in World of Warcraft. I'm bringing this up because this is something that's very easy to mess up and probably one of the biggest mistakes new Mirage players make. Vanishing Act is not going to be useful when you play against a competent squad and use it right in front of their face. Summoning a bunch of decoys can definitely give you a couple seconds to react, but make sure you run towards something that can block line of sight. Well, that's if you are already in a firefight. If the enemy team has not noticed you yet, you can use it preemptively and have your team engage without you. It's easy to spot you if an enemy goes out of their way to do so, but if they have no reason to feel like they have to be cautious for it, then they're not gonna look for you. So if you use it as an escape tool, make sure you break line of sight as quickly as possible and get into hiding. If you use it to engage on an enemy, don't just pop it in front of their face. It's best used before they even realize that your squad has a Mirage player on their team. Okay, now let's talk about decoys. This is gonna sound a bit crude, but considering how popular this game is, you are going to come across a lot of very oblivious players, which means that decoy is far more of a useful ability than you might think initially. Most of the use cases for this ability are actually fairly straightforward. Let it run down a long path that you expect to be potentially attacked from. Let it check for an ambush on airdrops, and pop it down on open fields to see if anyone is camping on high ground. Seriously, while traversing the map, think about all the places that you assume somebody could be hiding in. If you were playing like a coward, where would you sit? Probably somewhere that's difficult to see while still having a line of sight to open fields and zone entrances. A lot of people will shoot on sight, and if they hit your decoy, they are immediately giving away their position, as well as allowing you to see how far they are away in meters. That's what I mean by gathering information. Knowing where the enemies are ahead of committing to a firefight allows you to come up with a plan. Do we want to take that fight out in the open, go for a zipline play, or do we just back off and find another way around? Mirage allows you to gather information in a way that no other legend does, making decisions that otherwise come at the risk of your life or a bunch of resources that you would have rather used in the late game. But obviously, if we are talking about the most blatant use of decoy, you can use it in 1v1 situations to bamboozle the heck out of a stressed out enemy looking to finish you off. Enemies often react in very panicking fashion when realizing that they just shot a decoy, so if you happen to be the flanking type and have steady aim, that's something you might be able to take advantage of. When it comes to general tips that you might or might not already know, you can use decoy while either healing or reloading. It does not cancel any other action. When using your ultimate, the decoys you summon will mimic your post. That means that if you are crouching, so will they. And always remember that decoys run from your direction. If you send one out from a stationary position, your enemies will know where to look for you, so stay mobile. Pro tip, if you are not sure where an enemy is that attacks you from range, you can send your decoy into any source of damage to find out where they are. That includes gas clouds, thermite grenades, and even airstrikes. All of these things will trigger your detection ability. And when it comes to weapons of choice, it depends on how you want to take your engagements. You can use your decoy to get people to show themselves and then pop them with a sniper. If you want to be on the flank and getting close, consider the Peacekeeper. My personal favorite loadout is the Hemlock in single fire mode and the Wingman, because I just prefer taking mid-range battles to then close in on the enemies and finish them off. But I definitely would not scoff at an R301 either. Assuming you want to go for a sneaky, flanking kind of playstyle, try to always have some arc stars on you. They instantly shred armor, and if the enemies don't expect you, it's a great way to engage a fight. The whole using your decoy while mid-air thing you can do at the start, I don't really find it all that useful. Sure, you can stress out some inexperienced players who think you landed nearby, but if you're not close to them, it's not like you can take advantage of it. And if you land together with a competent squad on the other end, you're only going to alert them anyway, which is not necessarily a good thing. And with all these Mirage tips out of the way, I guess we're at the end of the video. I know that he has a bit of a reputation for not being very team compatible, but whether I queue in solo or play with my friends, as long as I know what I'm good at, I've never had a problem helping my teams out. If you'd like to see more Apex Legends content, I'd recommend my discussion video on how Respawn Entertainment has achieved near perfect balance. At any rate, thank you everybody so much for watching. Don't forget to drop me a like on your way out if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more, and I hope to see you guys next time.